Alright guys, girls, ladies and gents, starting on the chassis. I already kind of put the battery box together, not a big deal. I did not put the retainers in for the battery, side-to-side battery, but the bolts that it says I don't have. So I'm wondering if they aren't in another bag. But pretty simple. Two of the 3x6 button head and two of the 3x10 beveled bolt heads, the ones that actually recess a little bit. As you can see in the picture, countersunk. There we go. First hole bumper, second hole is actually for the pin that is an alignment pin. Third hole is the first spot of the battery tray. And that's the two button heads, or is what I've always called them, the button heads. I went ahead and put the 4 screws in here that are meant for the servo. I don't have my servo yet. So we'll get to that part later. Now it'll be real quick here. These screws are tight in this kit. Very good thing, obviously, but kind of fun when you're trying to run them in during a video. So I'll probably tighten one down good and then just kind of set the other ones, and flat missed everything, but it tightened up. That's funny, and good thing, because I missed the hole. I went to the 4th hole. That'll get you smacked. But that was bad. Sorry. Alright, in there. Forgot the shock support. Goes in these 2 holes. Once you get to the rear, it gets a little fun because this truck is set up for 3 different suspension lengths. So once you get to the back bolt, or back shock mount, there's a bunch of different locations. And these bolts fit snug. Alright, and I'm going to put something else on here in just a second. I want to show, for those who've done this before, I understand, guys, but for those who haven't, I want you to see something. Now, this is the first kit I've had this. I'm going to call it an issue, but it's really not. I've had the first kit I've had this happen to me, so to speak. All of your parts come on trees, parts trees, or at least that's what we used to call it in the model world many, many moons ago, for the grass was green and the sky was blue. But there's numbers on most of your trees. Then there's a part with it as well, that like this in here has the number 1 here, and this 31, 5 and 9, then number 1. Problem with these, you could just twist them. These things are actually a pretty good metal. So what I've actually been doing, or metal, sorry, pretty good plastic. I've just been clipping them off, and it makes it so much easier. They come off good that way. If you try to just take them off, I'm telling you, it will just make your day a living nightmare. Alright, looks like this one is going to go, this tree here part, it appears is going on like this in the very next hole here, which is going on with button heads, which are the 73s 2.6 by 8s. Alright, I had to dig for some bolts, so I just figured I'd pause it for a second. Some of the stuff kind of definitely I'm not liking. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but for somebody who was building their first kit, I would kind of feel bad for them. The way they're putting, these 2 bolts for this part here in this tray, and these 2 bolts for this exact same part in this bag. Just kind of makes it a little bit difficult for somebody who is learning. Number 3. Number 3, my lord, number 3. Alright, rear shock tower. I just kind of went ahead and grabbed the few things here that I knew I needed. Was trying to get them all close. And I clipped those off, and then the excess, when my razor knife works, I just kind of pop that off of there. Not really. And like that. And then I can throw this up here. I'm going to stick this bolt in this one first. It goes in the very first spot. I've got it upside down and just about got myself as I throw it, because that has to go in with the holes forward. So right there like that. Boy, am I struggling with this today. My hands are not cooperating. And that takes the itty bitty dude right here. There is 3 different bolts for this step. 2 longer button heads, 1 shorter button head, and then 2. And this is, I've got to do some checking. Hold on. Okay, I actually want to do this just to kind of show you. This bolt calls for a 2.6 by 8. Now a 2.6 by 8, and I am going to use the end of this because that is the way you actually measure from head of your bolt to tip, which is on this one 795. So that's 8. No, it's not, but yes, that's what that means. It's pretty well an 8mm bolt. 2.6 is supposed to be the thread diameter. 2.8. That's why these are threading into the body. So I've got to figure out what the problem is with that. Now the 15s are actually 3s. Now if it's a 3mm bolt, it's going to read about 2829, 285. And they're supposed to be 10mm long. So I run this out, and normally a 10mm bolt will actually be a shade bit under. That one is actually 10.05, so unusual there, but I believe that's the right bolt for the motor mount, and that is also part of the inner fender or running board. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that one on and into the motor plate, because that is what goes in here next. This one I'm going to have to find a bolt for that. I'm going to do some checking through my bolt kit here. Short drive shaft to the front. As you can see, if the front of the truck is going to be your motor direction. So put this in here. There's actually 2 pins on here that line up with the 2 little holes. So slide that around, get it in place, maybe today, maybe tomorrow. Don't know why I'm struggling so bad today, but that dude just is not lining up worth a hoot. It's there, but there, it clips on that hard. So I'm going to set that up on the side, make this a bit easier. This one goes in, it looks like the bolt right in front of the Axail emblem. So we're going to put that right there. And you see the difference. I mean, that's not threading into the steel housing of the frame. It's actually threading into the plastic. Now, if it threads through the frame and into the metal, I'm not saying it's not safe, but you're actually not intended to try to self-tap that frame with these bolts, unless they've done something that I don't know about. But that's calling for a 2.6 bolt, and it's measuring at 2.8, so that's telling me it's probably wrong, or I'm probably wrong. Now, back here, going on to the next, because I'm going to come back to that myself. I'll look that up here in a second. It looks like this is going to go in here like this. And because we're doing the longer chassis, right there's the last two holes. This goes on here. And this takes the two countersunk heads, which I have misplaced one. It slid over. Yeah, I think I'm going to call this video short today. I'm really not having a very good time enjoying the build, but for some reason, yeah, having a moment. And my phone's going to die on me here in a sec. Alright, I'm having some storage issues, and I'm not good enough at this technology to know how to do this. I've got to get with my daughter and get her to fix my phone. For some reason, I can only record a little piece and then it dies on me. There's those two. Something I suggest, because not all kits are laid out as well as this one is. Even though I've had some issues, it is well laid out well. But make sure your shocks are pointing the right direction, or your tower is the right direction. So, alright, this in here, and then I'm going to call it quits on this one for a minute. I know that's only half a frame, and the other side's pretty easy as well. And I was hoping to get it done, but technical difficulties. So, with those in there, other than the one brace, which, like I said, I'm going to go double check, try to find where that 31373, which is the 2.6 by 8, find out where that bolt's at so that I can finish that, and then I'll just start up another video. Thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying. I know this is more of a in-depth, slow by step, but sorry guys, I don't know how to edit very good at all yet. So thanks for watching, and I'll see if I can get back at this pretty quick.